folks? Well, good day, Monday. Is it? Yeah, it is Monday. Guys, so I had promised, first of all, thanks for checking it in. If you're passing through, sayonara, good to see you for 2 seconds and I'll see you later, right? But if you're here to stay for a couple minutes, I had promised last week, I was on one of the lives and I told guys I was going to give them my review on the Fantastic Four. And I didn't. I just totally forgot. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to start the show off by at least telling you what I thought about the movie. And then I'm going to go into what I'm going to do right now. Because Dyson came out with this cone head. Hey, you remember the cone heads? No, Dyson came out with this cone brush. And I'm going to show a little clip of it. But I'm curious about it, all right? I am curious about it. I have a little concerns, which is just an amateur concern, right? These guys pretty genius to pull off some of the stuff they have. So I'm gonna give them credit for that. Say what you will about Dysons. There's a genius behind what they're doing. Is it always exactly what you're expecting? No, and is going to come with problems. Some of them do. So I guess like everything else. But I do love the spirit of the continuing trying to innovate and come up with something different than we haven't seen before. So anyway, we're going to talk about that. But anyway, the movie. All right, the movie. So I went to see Fantastic Four. Right, this is spoilers, guys. If you don't want to see this, I'm sorry. This is like some spoilers. All right. It's not like the very best thing, but when you've been fed like a steady diet of really poor stuff, if you get something average, man, it feels like it's the best thing you've had. You know what I mean? There's the best thing you've had. All right, remind me of the turnip story. Okay, and if I remember the turnip story to tell you guys, I'll share it with you. I don't want to lose track. So. Okay, so let me cover everybody, and then I'll leave it at that, right? I'll cover it. I like Galactus. I like Galactus. It's just that I don't think they really. I don't think Galactus felt like a threat. Okay, the introduction of Galactus was like, that was pretty cool, right? But it didn't feel like a threat, man. It didn't feel like a threat. Okay, how's that? I'll just leave it at that. Okay, it was just like it felt like a monster Godzilla was like gonna fight, and Godzilla was gonna win or something like that. That's kind of what it felt like. The scope of it was grand and it was big and all that stuff, but they didn't make Galactus feel like a genuine threat. Done. I'm gonna leave that part alone. And then the Surfer. Now, I grew up on comics, man. I read a lot of comics. So the Surfer, I was aware of that storyline with the, it was almost like a what if, like alternate universe style deal. But the main Silver Surfer is the guy that we saw in the first part of the 2000s, right? Part 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer. That's the way the Silver Surfer is going to appear and all that good stuff. But, what I liked about this surfer was the way that the surfer surf. The surfer was surfing, okay? The other surfer, it was just kind of flying or kind of gliding, like gliding on the surf. But this surfer was like surfing, surfing air and like dust and clouds and stuff like that. That was fine, okay? Now, my only gripe on the Silver Surfer it's not because they did the gender swap thing with the girl. All right, fine, you're gonna do it, right? But if it served the story, then it paid off. If it didn't serve the story, why'd you do it? Okay, why'd you do it? Like the whole idea with Johnny. Watch it when you get a chance. With Johnny and I thought that would have turned into something that would have been a catalyst for the movie. It didn't. So anyway, you take a look at that on your own, and then Sue Storm. Sue Storm was good. I liked her character. I liked the way they did her, but I didn't feel like the way she handled Galactus was within her capabilities, and something should have like triggered her. I think, the baby's, her baby's in danger, but I didn't feel the baby was in danger. That's the problem. That's the whole idea. I didn't think the baby was in danger. So, they, how does she handle that, right? How does she handle Galactus? I mean, Galactus. Think about what they had to do. Okay, think about Galactus versus Thanos. Think about what they had to do to take down Thanos. And when you saw what they had to do to kind of take down Galactus, it's like, okay, fine. And the Thing, I liked his attitude. I liked Thing's character, the guy, the actor. He did a great job. The voice took me a while to get used to, but he was clunky. He didn't move as smooth as the way the graphics on Thanos moved, and he didn't move as smooth as the Hulk. So they could have fixed that graphics. It was very clunky. It felt like a video game, right? But I like the clothes and all that good stuff. And Johnny was cool. They did decent. Johnny was all right. And that's about it. And it's just like, man, it's like you guys got close. You didn't go backwards and did some stupid stuff with it. The only one thing I'm gonna share with you, and I'm gonna get into the machine. When the only one thing that I saw is when Rita's trying to find out what the powers were for the kid, Franklin, right? And then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna stop finding out. Yeah, I'm gonna stop looking to see who you are, what kind of powers you have. I'm gonna let you tell me who you are. And I'm like, dude. Okay, that kind of had a sprinkle of that. I'm gonna tell the kid is gonna tell us if he's a boy or girl kind of thing. And I was like, okay, fine. It was subtle. They didn't smack me in the face with it. But for someone who grew up with the comics and everything, I really it was cool. It just was kind of dry. It wasn't really. It was no major highs on it. It was fine. So you're not gonna leave like feeling like they stabbed you in the back, but they also didn't feed you the meal that you thought you were gonna get. That's it. Done. Okay. All right, so I fulfilled my promise. Let me get into this, okay? All right. Okay, what's up, everybody? I'm trying to see the names, man. Okay, I'm doing great today. You're refurbishing Abyssal. Hey, vacuum guy, what's happening, bro? All right, man. Good to see you, man. Good to hear from you. All right, so I'm gonna tackle an old school Kirby, but I'm not old school Kirby. I'm sorry, old school Dyson. But I'm going to talk about what Dyson is actually doing now. Tell me if you guys think, especially vacuum guy, if you're there, tell me if you think this is a good idea. I think it is for what he's using it for, but I'm wondering if it can go further. Okay? How's that? Take a look at it, all right? I'm gonna see if I can turn the camera over here, and we can kind of take a look at this thing, and I'm going to give you what I think. Okay?
Hot swappable battery on the dock being charged. So
all right, there we go. Let me raise the volume.
At the same time as the main machine is being charged. We've got a...
No, I'm too far ahead, man. I'm too far ahead. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me pull this out. Here we go.
We launched our first digital, slim, battery-operated cleaner here. Now, today, we're talking about a problem of hair. As you can see, it wraps around the brush bar, and it's very difficult to clean, to clear off, to cut off. So what we've developed are these cones that go like that in a cleaner head. In fact, I'll show you the cleaner head. There's the cleaner head. And the point is that it's a phenomenon that hair, when it wraps around here, migrates to the smaller end of the cone and just falls off. So you can then pick it up.
Okay, you see that?
And we put it into a cleaner head,
okay,
where you have 4 cones. There we are, there's 4 of them there. And the whole cleaner head is counter-rotating. So hairs can't stick to it, they just come off. The other thing we've done is to expose the edges.
Let me leave it there for a second, all right? So the old cleaner head is spinning this way in the front, according to what he's saying. And then on the back, it's also pulling in from the back, okay? Like when you vacuum a hard floor and sometimes you go over it and then the dirt just kind of zing back if you're not careful. That's why some cleaners you have to turn the brush off if you want to clean the floor. Some of them have it sealed kind of tight that you get very little kickback. According to this now, not only are you going to be able to pick up the hairs, and the hairs will kind of funnel down off the ends of the cleaner, whatever's behind you is also going to get swept up into it. All right, I could get down with that, but it looks like it's kind of focused mostly on hard floors. I don't see how that is going to work with that fluffy brush thing there on carpet. Okay, and that's what I'm curious about. Like, would they be able to do this with carpet? Okay, and wait until you see where the dirt is stored. Okay, let's see if we can get some more
of cleaner heads, so that you can go right into the edge of a wall and clean right up close, because all that's touching the wall is these soft, fluffy bits. And we've got illumination, laser-like illumination, both at the front and the back. So when you go backwards, you can see the dirt you're picking up, and you can see that you've picked it all up, which is most important, because that's the whole point of it. Now, we're very keen on making things as small as possible. Well, you'll have noticed for our hairdryers that the motor is actually in the handle of the hairdryer, as it is on our Supersonic R here. So each of these, the air wrap, the original Supersonic Neural, and the Supersonic R, all have a diameter of 38 millimeters. And you're in fact holding the motor in your hand. We've now done another product.
That's clever.
That is also 38 millimeters in diameter.
Right.
And it's the world's slimmest vacuum cleaner.
Take a look. So right in the middle there is where the dust is being stored in this handle. Okay.
It's also very light, and now I'm going to enjoy using it. So I've got some hairs in front of me here that I'm going to pick up.
Yeah.
And then I can maneuver it very easily around all these objects.
Okay, so that thing is roughly about, I don't know, I think it's over $1,000. I saw something on eBay for $9.94, and that's eBay, okay? So the dirt gets sucked up. The motor is inside the tubing. The dirt gets sucked up into the tubing. It has a layered filter, okay? And then you just kind of shimmy the dirt out. You kind of push, the dirt gets pushed out into the can. I can see you can't hold a lot of dirt in it. But if you notice what they did is they took a design, and that's how creativity is anyway. They took a design that they figured out for dryers and hair dryers, and said, well, hey, can we make a vacuum out of this design? It's a mini motor. The motor's in the handle. The only thing is, if the motor gets hot, how will that how would that deal with your the motor's where your hand is? So I guess it's not that bad if the if the Dyson sticks don't seem to overheat that way. It don't seem to. I haven't seen a melted motor area for the Dyson stick vacuum, so I don't foresee this. But the RPMs are really high on this one, so I'm assuming if it's spinning that fast and that hot, it can get hot if it overheats. But I'm impressed by this little cone thing. There are 4 motors, and that's where the other problem lies in my head. There are 4 motors in this system. 5, coño, 5. You got brush motors, 4 brush motors, and a main motor. Maybe a lot for the battery, so that the battery might be an issue. If it's a removable battery, then we're in good shape, because you can always just buy a battery, stick it in there. It's not bad, man. It's just that I just have those concerns, and also I wonder if it can be used in an upright, because I love the idea of the brushes, the way they turn, where I just don't see this working with a regular vacuum, that the brush is wide open, like the outside of the brush. Let me see if I can show you this. Look here, the outside of the brush is wide open. That's how the hair comes off. I don't know, man. Unless the suction is incredibly strong, I can see dust coming out of here. You know? Hold on.
And because the brush bars are counter-rotating, one...
Oh my gosh. All right, don't worry about it. I just messed it up. Let me see if I can get it back.
And there's also a spare hot swappable battery on the dock being charged. So that's being charged at the same time as the main...
Oh God, he was just talking about the battery. I messed it up again. All right, come on. Go for it.
There,
that's the motor.
Inside the product. There. And it's exactly the same size as, or even slightly smaller, I think, than a 500 yen coin.
That's the motor. Is that something?
But it's very powerful. It goes at 140,000 RPM. And as usual, our motors are getting smaller and smaller and even more powerful. And the good thing about very small motors is that they're very efficient. And of course, they use fewer materials.
Wow. Okay, so that's
Formula One car goes.
That's now. Take a look at it. It's on Dyson's site, and it seems cool. I would love to see one of those. I would actually love to take one apart. All right, I'm gonna work on this little thing here. All right, let me see. Anybody say anything cool? Golly, I'm sorry guys, I can't see this, so I have to scrunch to my and see what is going on. Oh man, actually, holy cow, what the hell? Where's my glasses, man? What am I doing? Give me a second. I don't have my laptop today. I kind of came in today to do some early work, and I left my laptop home, so I would have been able to read them here. Hey, I wonder if I can see it on the... I wonder if I can see it on the screen, man. Let me see if I can see... Give me a second here, right? Let me see if I can see my... I might be able to see the chat on the screen if I... let me see something. That would be clever, right? If I can do that and turn the volume down, I can see myself. Can I find myself? Can I find myself? Oh my gosh! How easy can I find myself on this thing? Is that me right there? I think no. That's a day ago. All right. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me do this. This is a day ago. So now if I go up to my channel, okay, it was on time. All right, hold on, come on now. You can do this. Go up to the channel, go to the channel. Let me see this video live right now. Ah, I found it. Okay, I found it. Then oh shoot, that's me talking. All right. That's so silly, man. I can't believe. All right, so now let me try to find the comments, right? Can I do that on this screen? Oh, that'd be messed up if I did all this and I can't do it. I can't find the comments. How do I find the comments? Like chat. Live chat. Cool. Show me the live chat. Come on, man. All right, maybe I'll see it in a second. Maybe it'll show me in a second. But I just selected live chat. Come on. All right, don't worry about it. I'll see it in a second, maybe. All right, anyway, let me start working on this. Sorry about the delay, guys. All right, so these cleaners here, a lot of guys don't like working on these things for, I guess for good reasons. Because you have to open up that clutch, and the clutch is a pain in the butt if you're not doing it right. So I'm gonna kind of tilt this thing down a little bit if I can, so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Maybe you can see it right here. And I'm still trying to see if I can see the comments because I really can't see them too well here. Yeah, DC. Now this one is a DC 14. Yes. Damn, dude. Man, you're like an encyclopedia, okay? You're pretty good, all right? You're on it, man. This is a DC-14. I was thinking I was a DC-7. No, DC-14. The 7 is a skinny, use the skinny dustbin. And so let me open this baby up. Okay, so I start down here. Okay, I'm gonna remove the front plates. Let's see if I can do it. That's good. That's good right there, right? I'm gonna remove the front plates. I've done a few videos on this, but I just happened to be covering that Dyson, and I figured this came in, and I said, let's just put the video together. All right. So I got this removal tool here. I tried doing it without the tool before, and it's a pain in the ass, man. But this makes the job a lot easier. Okay, I actually have these on my site, but you can get them anyway. You could probably get them on one of the different sites. But if you want to get them from me, that's perfectly okay. But let me show you how I use this. I'll put it here. Okay. Pull it up and put it on here, and then you're gonna pull the other thing up. And now what happens is it has the belt is kind of hovering like this. Okay. See, the belt's kind of hovering like that, so you can slide the brush in and out. Okay. Without that, bro, it's a disaster to pull off. It's not that it's impossible. It's just that be prepared for what might come as a result of you not using this belt lifter. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna pop off the front. I'm gonna stick my little screwdriver right inside here. Pop it. Pop it. Okay, now this is out. Okay, move this out the way. So now all I have is my clutch cover, right? So I'm gonna start removing that with I believe it's a T15. I believe it's a T15. It should be. It shouldn't be any. It's not larger than that. That's for sure. But it's possible it could be a 10, but I think it's a 15. Okay, T15. Let me double check. Okay, this is a 15, and let me see. T15. You're gonna need You're gonna need a long one though. Okay, because there are two in the front, and there's one all the way in the back. And that one in the back is hidden. The one in the back is in this little. You got to get a screwdriver right through here, and get it. Okay, so you either have a regular, T15, one of these, or if you have a drill bit, then you can get one of those and do that. So let's see if I'm in luck today. Let's see if this guy can do the trick. Okay. Yep, I'm in luck. I'll do it by hand, no big deal. Okay, and it came right out. All right, so let me get the other one off. Okay, this is out the way. Now that this is out the way, this is exposed. Okay, all right, so we have two belts on this bad boy, which is also clever, right? So one belt moves the gears on the inside of the clutch, and the other belt, actually, my bad. The belt that's actually doing the moving is the belt that goes from the motor to the clutch. That's doing the moving, all right? And then that belt moves the bigger belt, and that bigger belt moves the brush, all right? So let's get to this clutch real quick. I'm using a flathead screwdriver to kind of pop off the side thing here, okay? I'm just sticking the screwdriver in like this and just kind of popping it off, all right? All right, next up, taking my belt off, and now together, let me see if I can turn it. Can I turn it like this way? And together, I just pull this thing out like that. And the clutch comes right out. Now, you can tell this thing is stretched out, okay? Stretched out. You can't do no cleaning with this bad boy, all right? So it's time to go. Okay, now, what a lot of folks do, they just replace the clutch. Just get a brand new clutch and pop a new clutch in, save you all that trouble and time. But, if you can spend a few bucks for a belt and do this, then you save money. Okay? And there's a lot of people who buy vacuums and resell them and stuff like that. So, you're buying it for a few bucks, and now you're gonna buy a clutch for a couple of dollars, and then the profit is gone, right? If you go do that. So let's replace this, okay? So now let me see if the T50 still works. You might have to go down to a T10. Yeah, you got to go down to a T10 for these two right here. All right. So let's get a T10 up in here and take these two off. So I'm going to show you what the wheel that this one is turning from the motor. The motor turns this wheel. The wheel turns this gears in here. It turns this section and turns the brush. All right. Let's take this off. All right. Can I see anything? Yes, that's a long cyclone. Yeah, man. But that movie was something. That's when you were trying to get a hold of me the other day, and it was all right. It was okay. I was telling people spoilers because yeah, man. I just think that if they had made like the surfer fell head over heels for Johnny or something like that, and then that was going to be a part of the fight, her tussle with having to disobey her master. You know what I mean? Like, of course she knows those voices out there. She was dealing with this guilt all that time, and that's her reason for betraying Galactus, like her master. I don't know. I didn't buy that part. I think the reason should have been something that she couldn't overcome, right? So when you're head over heels, you're likely to do things that you normally wouldn't have done, and you would betray people that you normally wouldn't have betrayed if that was the motivation. If you're trying to save your child, of course, I guess Sue's motivation, because you're going to do anything. You're going to break every barrier just to get your child back. A lot of sometimes kids don't understand. That's how parents, man. You mess with a parent's child, man. You're messing with like danger, bro. Okay, mess with people's kids. You don't know what they'll do. All right. So, but that was my take from that. That was my take from that movie. But I'm glad that they're heading in a better direction than they were heading. So I just took this off, right? And what I did, let me show you what I did. I used, this is the top of an old rainbow fan. This is a rainbow fan. And the only reason I use it because of this dent right here, okay? And what I do is I put this part of this, and I stick it in there, and I push down, which will expose more of this bearing, and on the inside it pushes it up like that, and and then while it's up, and I have some space, then I just use my little. You can use anything, a needle nose pliers. I just happen to use this flathead, and I kind of wedged it up, and I got it out of there. Okay, I got this off this thing. All right, so now I have this. Okay. Now, when you take this apart, be mindful that there are 3 ball bearings in there, tiny little ones, that is easy to lose, okay? So you can take it off in your hand and let them fall in your hand and just kind of cup it. You can put it on if you know it's not going to roll off somewhere, but it's going to fall out, okay? Let me show you. I'm lifting it up, and this is what you have in here, okay? The other one is in my hand somewhere. It fell off. Wait. But you have 3 of them. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. So get these out. Okay, you can leave it, but your focus is going to be over here now. Okay, so I just take this off. I've done it without taking it off, but I prefer to just take it off and just be done with it, okay? All right? Just remember that the long side, this side is on the outside. The longer side is on the outside, and the smaller side is on the inside. Look at it that way. The long side is on the outside. You see, it's just a lip long. It's a little tiny little bit long, and then you just pop it over here. Okay? So I'm just taking it off for now because I want to get this belt out of here. And the way I'm gonna do it is I'm just gonna put my little screwdriver up in here. This flathead is like my best friend, man. I could use the flathead for almost anything. So now I'm gonna push it down. You see that? And it just comes right out. Okay, so now that this is out, I'm gonna put a new belt on. All right? I got my new belt here. And my new, you can see the difference between the motor belt, the one from the motor to the clutch. Okay, big difference. And the brush belt, the one from the clutch to the brush, that's a big difference. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna put the clutch belt, the brush belt in first. If there's any residue, you clean it off, but it should be smooth like this. Okay. And while you're putting it in, this is the side that's facing up. So what I do is I kind of just tuck my belt in here like this first. And I kind of pull it out. And then I just kind of, make sure this guy is sitting in there nice and comfortable. Okay. And as I just kind of wiggle it in there. Okay. Come on. All right. So this is in and this is in. Now I have to put everything back. So this is how I do it. First thing, I'm gonna put this guy back. Remember the longest side is on the outside. Okay, so he's back in. Next thing, I just do it a step at a time. This way I don't have to forget nothing, okay? Next thing, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the bearings, okay, in the little hole, right? Now you can put this in like this. You could drop this down there and do the bearings. That's perfectly fine. You can just drop it here and then drop the bearings in. Not the bearings, but the balls. Put it in the balls. All right, you could do that, right? See that? You could just do it like that. If you could see it, all right? Then you get this guy and just drop this guy in. Now, and remember, if you see any kind of soot and everything, just clean it off. It's okay. Right now, this is clean. So just match them up so they fit nice and snug. All right? Then you're going to get this guy here with the spring and everything in here, right? And you're going to fit him in here. Now, there's a trick to this now, okay? If you just push it down like this, it can stop right there. Okay? Hey, man, what's up, Skeet? Okay? Thank you. Maybe it's secretly her daughter and she was abandoned, huh? A secret sister. Oh, you mean like one of the voices that she was hearing? Well, then maybe they should say that, right? You know what I mean? I don't want to belabor it, but that's a smart, Violet. That's a smart take. That's a smart take, right? I think so. But I'll be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like if we didn't grow up, right? If you're a fan of old movies, even if the bad is, see, I'm very visual, so I really get turned off by bad animation and bad, like anime. Like there's certain animes from way back then, I'm not gonna watch it again, Like when I was a kid, I watched G-Force, right? And I can't watch it now. Like remember Voltron? Well, some of you guys remember Voltron, but I'm talking about Voltron from back in the day, right? And I'm looking at it, and I want better visual, but what happens with the better visual is we're losing story, right? So when you grew up on storyline where you can watch the plot and you're like, oh my God, this is what happens. You're looking for something like that, and you get a whole lot of visual splash in your face, and the story is like, dude, come on, man. That wouldn't have taken long to write that piece into the script. I don't believe it, man. Come on. I'm trying to have a moment where I am, what do you call that? Temporarily suspending your disbelief. And I'm temporarily suspending my disbelief. I'm giving you 2 hours of my time to take me on a trip. I paid for the trip. And I'm like, dude, this trip was a waste of my time. That's what going to the movies have been like, you know? All right, here you go. All right, so now I'm gonna put this in here. But I like the idea about the secret daughter, secret. Because remember, look, she had a daughter, right? They could have used the daughter in a way because, well, she saved her daughter's life by her giving up herself to Galactus. The same thing with Norn Rad. I hope I said the first name right. But the same thing with that is that there's a lot you could have used to make that a major motivation, a major reason to disobey Galactus that can just strip you of all your power or put you through incredible pain. You have to obey Galactus. What would make you disobey Galactus, man? Come on, look how many planets you killed. Right? You've heard the cries. You have cosmic awareness and all that stuff. Now you hear the cry from this guy. Then you're gonna say, okay, then I'm gonna disobey Galactus. Nah, bro. Or maybe when she left, there's a story about what she did away, and that's where the motivation comes from. It's possible. But you're talking about tomorrow's audience. Today's audience is like, yo, dude. Okay, let me tell you what I had to do here. I'm sorry about I got distracted. I could talk about movies all day, bro. I'm serious. And okay, so I had to keep dancing with this until it got down really low, like this. Because if I didn't, it would be standing up. And if it stands up, I can't get the clip to go on again. This clip here. So I had to do that dance with this. I had to keep like turning it until it sits. Okay, so it's gonna start high, and then you just kind of turn it, and then it sits, and now you can do the next step. So I didn't see Superman yet, so I may see it. I may see it. I may not wait till I don't know. The hype passed for me with Superman, so I may just wait till it goes to digital. I don't know, man. You know, like Superman. You know, you don't want Superman to be a crying man. You know, like, I don't know, man. That's what it feels like. I don't want to waste my money, man. I don't know. Let's see. But I was curious about Fantastic Four. I really wanted to see if they did something with it. We'll see if Superman is the same. Anyone saw Superman? I'm fixing a Dyson clutch, and I'm just stuck at this section here because I usually have something with an opening like that, but a little wider, and I don't have it here, and I'm trying to now. I'm trying to lock in this clip, and I'm not getting my way. It's in the back, and I don't want to leave to go get it, so I'm trying to work around it. I'm working on a clutch for a Dyson DC-14. Oh, man, it looked like oh, wait, this might work. Let me see. Let's see if this works. Oh, shit, it's so close. I was close. Hold on. I'm going to push it down. Okay, so what I was doing, I was trying to push that clip in there, and I needed something that can allow me to kind of push it down. So I used that for the opening, and then I pushed it over it, and it snapped it in. Cool. All right. So now this is together. Now these are together, right? See, so now See how the spinning works? When the brush spins, that spins. All right. So now the next thing is I'm gonna put this baby on like this. Awesome, Skeet. Awesome. All right. Now this is the other wheel that turns. Now sometimes, guys, this will get loose. This little ring on the inside, and it becomes a pain in the ass because every time you go like this, the ring falls out. So just put like if that ever happens to you, nothing heavy, just a little dab of some kind of adhesive, just a little dab, just enough that when you turn it over like this, it's not falling out. All right. So what you do is you get your belt. You put your belt on. Okay. Now it's gonna be between. The belt is gonna end up being between one of these. It's either this or this. The belt's gonna sit something like this. Let me see if I'm correct here, okay? Let's see if I'm doing this right, because when you haven't done something in a while, it becomes like let me make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, I was right. So the belt, see that? It's between these. It looks like it's between the one that's next to the this and this, okay? Comes out on this side and it goes back, and there you go. Now we're gonna put 2 screws in here. All right. Yeah. It's funny how I can there are people, right, that are with that engineer mindset, right? My son had that. He would study the algorithm on a Rubik's Cube and get it and do it real fast. And I was watching him, he was just studying, like figuring it out, do it again. I was like, oh my gosh, this kid is determined to solve this problem. There's certain tedious things that I'm not that guy, okay? But drawing actually made it possible for me to be that guy now, because like taking the time to etch the details of eyes, slow me down, because I'm always like, man, come on. Doing stuff like this, taking this apart, that's really not my thing. But then I had to figure it out. I had to make every eyelash count, every freckle, every dimple, everything on a drawing. That now taught me to slow down and be patient for stuff like this. Normally, I wouldn't want to mess with this. Normally, I would have just bought a new one of these and slide it in and kept going. But there's something about figuring out stuff like this. It does, for me, I think it does something for you. Problem solving is a great skill to have in any capacity. You can apply it everywhere you go. Okay. All right. So now that I got this all set, I'm gonna put it back. Okay. So the idea is when this turns, the inside, when the main belt turns, the inside turn. You can see it turn in there. All right, so let's do it. Okay. So if you can see, great. If you can't, I'm sorry, but I can't do this holding it up. Okay, so I gotta just go for it. So these here, the 2 screws that's gonna anchor it in. Can you see it? The two holes. So I'm facing it down, okay? Awesome. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my flathead screwdriver and I'm gonna pull this belt. I got it. I'm gonna pull this belt all the way back here, okay? All right? It's better to do it with something like a screwdriver than trying to do it with your fingers, all right? So I'm just gonna pull it. I wish the camera can capture this, but okay, so now that belt is on, okay? Sweet. Next up. Sometimes I look so weird on the camera, man. Oh my God, am I sweating? I'm sweating like a dog right now. Excuse the sweat. Okay. All right. It's hot over here in North Carolina, man. My AC is, I just put in a brand new AC. This thing should be freezing in there. I should have left it on over the weekend. All right, so I'm going back to my T15. I'm going to lock these guys in. Now, there is something I have to remind you about the back side of this, okay? If you're doing any one of these little units here, the back side of this, you got to make sure this is in flush, okay? Because when it rotates, it can kind of stick and lock if it's not in right. This part will mess up on you. So you got to, make sure it's flush, all right? Okay? All right. Next up, we're going to put, where's my long screw? Where's the long one I had? Okay, we're going to slide this guy down. Don't I have a magnet thing? I thought I had a magnet thing that, there's this little thing I put over the drill bits when they're long like this, and I want to get them and they're not magnetized. It's a little ring that magnetizes this, and I think it's in the back, but I'm not gonna go get it now. So I'm gonna do my best to wiggle this in because it's not stick. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can send. I'm gonna send it down this way, and then I'll leave it down there. And then I'll come in with the drill bit. All right, then I go in with that. This is like operations, man. Like do they still have that game out there? I think I was talking about that game last week. Come on. Okay, I don't feel like he's in right. Is he in right? You don't feel like he's in right. Hold on. You know when you feel like something is locked in properly? Let me take him out of there. I don't like this. I don't like the way he's sitting. Okay. No, I shouldn't keep going like this. I shouldn't keep going like this. That means let me see something. Give me a second. I'm gonna use my hand. I want to feel it. Like your fingers can, you can feel it, right? So let me use my hands to feel it. Let me see what's going on. Come on, baby. Especially when you can't see, you just have to feel. I give credit to surgeons, guys. Give credit to surgeons. Those guys that can, or the safe crackers, those safe crackers. You know what I'm talking about? The guys that can do something like this and just, it's still gifted. Like you're using a gift for the wrong reason, but you're still gifted. Safe crackers. Cats, man. Imagine having a skill like that. You can just listen to something. You can just, like your motor, like your car. You got like a problem in your car, and you can just listen, and you can know exactly where. Yep, there it is, right there. It's underneath the motor, on the left, on the right. That would be a nice skill to have, man. All right, so I'm going to try to clean this bad boy off. Okay. It's good if you have another vacuum because that can help you do this, but I don't want to do that right now, so I'm just going to rip them off as fast as I can here and just get the stuff off of here. It's not on like really bad, so I can just yank them off. Okay, it looked like they were trying to clean the carpet, and it was just a little. The belt couldn't turn the brush, so it's not a lot. It looks like very little stuff. Okay. All right, there you go. All right, that's good enough. All right, so now, next up, we're gonna get this bad boy back on. Okay. We're gonna put this guy on here, and then we're gonna lift the belt up and let it sit and wait. Now it's gonna be tighter. Coño. Do it again. Damn. That was gonna be even tighter, so be ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, heave ho. Come on, baby. Don't play with me. Woo! God, ay, ay, ay. Golly, man. Next one. This belt is too tight. I don't like it. This belt is very tight. It's normally a little looser than this. You know what? No. Let me pause a second. Let me pause a second. Let me go back in. Give me a second. Listen, when you get these things, this could be even in your life, period. Like your son's about to leave the house, something's not right. Just say, okay, guys, let's slow down. Give me a second. Something is not right about your story. Just pause for a second there. This is an aftermarket belt. That's what it is. And I think they try to make it, by the thickness of this belt, they try to make it stronger than the original. Yeah. They try to make it stronger than the original, but as a result, it becomes stiffer. I guess that is the kind of the catch-22 with a lot of these things with the belts and stuff. Because it can't be too stiff. It still has to have elasticity, you know? So, all right, no problem. I will figure out a way to do this, maybe with just one. Either that or I'm not strong enough. How's that? No, I think I'm strong enough, man. This is nonsense. Let's do this one more time. Come on, you gotta root for me. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go! Shite! Woo! Damn! I don't know if I'll be doing this after a certain age, because that is a toughie. So now I'm just gonna wiggle this through here because I don't want to try to stretch it any further. And then I'm gonna run a test to make sure that it's turning the belt properly, and I'm not missing something because it is extra tight, which would make some really good cleaning, I guarantee. But I don't know. Something is a little wonky with this belt. Hold on. There's some stuff in the middle, caught in the middle here. Just want to get it out. Okay, so we're gonna test this bad boy, okay? All right, so just make sure now. When you get something like this, where this, just put it back on the machine itself. Take it off of the take the gasket off of the grill, and just kind of, run it through, okay? All right. Well, the way this is made, that idea may not work. To put the brush in and then try to put the belt, because the belt's coming from underneath the brush. But your thinking is correct, though. That's the right thinking to have. It's just that the belt's coming from underneath the brush, so it'll be in the way. It'll be in the way. All right. So, but it's on. It's on though. It's on. All right. All right. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here, man. All my tinkerers and creative people, or you just want to spend some time. That's fine too. But I think the people who watch this are creative people, problem solvers. That's what I think. The guys who hang out with problem solvers. All right? I'm going to stick with that. You can't convince me otherwise. The guys who come to this channel are looking to solve problems, problem solvers. All right? Or that's your mind. You're that kind of person. How's that? I'm going to give you that. Okay, let's turn it on, man. Let's see. Now, I didn't put this on yet, so I'm just going to wait, all right? Let's plug this bad boy in and see. Okay? Okay. Didn't I tell you something was wrong? Didn't I tell you something was wrong? Damn it, man. Give me a second. I'll be back. Okay. All right. Guys, take care. I'll go on the other side.